Hello, everyone. We are joined today by Mr. Ari Meisel. Ari, how are you?
Doing great, doing great. It still says off air though.
Still says off air, so let's see. We are recording. It could take a second because I just hit it. Looks like it's pumping through. Is it on?
Is it? Nope.
Well, mine says I see it on YouTube. I have the link up on the
Okay,
side.
fine. We're good then.
Okay, because I think it's because we're
Must
not
be on
gonna go.
mine.
It's like we're on a Streamlabs OBS, so I think this is. Let me just see.
Gotcha.
Let me see if we're live. It's all right. All right, we're both in our new studio setups, man. You know, we're
Right.
making moves, so there'll be some.
How you know it's real?
Yeah, it's real. I think it's live. Let me see. Let me ask my guy. All right. Well, listen, Ari, thank you for being here. We are going to be talking about many things, including your upcoming course, which I will be attending in New York City on March 6th. But first of all, why don't you give everyone a little bit of background on yourself, and also, you're known as Less Doing, which is I think most people can relate to in this world, that being more effective with their time is sort of the overall premise of that. Could you maybe give a little bit of background on let's make sure we are live, all right, because you've done more podcasts than me. I'm trying to see here. Let's see here.
Yeah, we are. We're good.
We
We're
are
good.
live. All right. Well, so all right, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us about who you are and what Less Doing refers to. Let's just start with that, and then we'll dive into some questions.
Yeah, absolutely. So I got out of college when I was 20. I graduated a year early, and I went to work in construction. It's kind of randomly happened. Where I went to visit a friend in upstate New York, and I ended up staying there for like 3 years in Binghamton. So I built this big project there, and uh, it was these old cigar warehouses from the 1860s, and I had this vision that I could build lofts in Binghamton. So I did that, and the deal was that anybody that worked on the job had to teach me their trade. So I spent the next 3 years learning and doing every construction trade imaginable, and I learned zoning and project management and procurement and like marketing and media, everything. It was like a crazy, crazy crash course in life. And 3 years later, I finished the project. I hadn't sold a single unit yet. I was in $3 million of personal debt, and I got diagnosed with Crohn's disease. So, for those who don't know, Crohn's is a chronic inflammatory condition that affects the digestive tract. It's considered to be incurable. It's very, very painful. And it was a pretty steep decline from there for a little while. I was put on a lot of meds, and I got really, really sick. And I hit this sort of low point where I had to start to turn things around, and I began this process of self-tracking and self-experimentation. I was able to get off my meds and start to really thrive. And I set my sights on Ironman, France, which was about a year and a half after I got off my meds. And in the process of training for that, I still had to get all this stuff done, and I still had to figure out how to like function. And somehow that resulted in me creating a brand new system of productivity, which I would call less doing, as in less doing, more living. And so over the years, I've written several books, coaching, consulting, speaking. And in the most recent sort of few years, it's really morphed into much more of a business growth methodology that we call the Replaceable Founder. So what I do now is I show entrepreneurs how to become more replaceable.
I will say we met at Elliot Rose Mastermind course gathering in Vegas, and I remember when I looked at all the some super interesting, all from poker to crypto to all the different types of I don't know, you could say genres of people in there. You definitely stood out to me right away. I was super interested in hearing what you had to say because, for myself, you got to hear sort of my whole I don't know how you call it, world, or just kind of what's going on. And there's just so many things that you can get distracted so easily. And I was just like, wow, less doing. That just sounds great. The zero inbox thing, I look at my emails, and I'm sure all of us can relate. I don't think there's many people out there that have zero emails, when they start or when they finish a day. It just is very fascinating to me. Being more productive, that is something that's super appealing. And how would you say, like those that are watching, we're going to talk about your courses. You have an online, you have a live. How would you say, what are some like 1, 2, 3, I don't want you to give away to not come to the course or do this stuff, but what would you say some stuff that are just simple kind of fixes or stuff maybe that people are over analyzing or just missing some low hanging fruit? What are some simple ways that people can sort of less doing, if you will? What are some ways that people can maybe free up some time just that are simple fixes?
So the whole methodology that I created is based on a framework that we refer to as optimize, automate, and outsource.
Ari, I have my Vadrum from Croatia. My tech. We have to end the stream apparently. Like, we're gonna restart this. This is we're gonna tell everyone we're gonna be back in a second. I don't know what's going on. He said there's some because it's dropping like 60% frames, which is super strange because I'm on a good internet. I'm sure you are too. I don't know what that is.
It looks fine for me. That's weird.
Is it? He's saying. Let me see. Actually, he says he's gonna cut. He's gonna cut, and then we're gonna pick it up. This is, man. I feel like my studio's like way better. Everything's better, and we have a technical difficulty. So just give me a second here. We're live, but we can do it again. We can record it and put this off. This is let me just.
No problem.
He's gonna mess around with this. Sorry about that. It's really weird. It says skip frames detected 50% now. Like, it's got a big red thing on my OBS. I don't know if anyone's